He wants to give him the running power slam off the rampway onto the announcer table. Oh yeah, it's happening. Raw and SmackDown entrance stage, the final. And when I say the final piece, I mean the one piece that you really just need to bring the arena together. I brought both of them inside the room, and I will put them into the arenas. I just want to put them side by side so I can give you real in-scale size. Now, the way that these come, you guys, they do come with, well, it's optional. You can either buy it individually, like Raw or the SmackDown, or there's like a bundle deal where you get like the authentic crowd pop-up as well. And I do have it placed over there kind of like for a backdrop so you guys can see what's going on with it. Again, they're all up at Ringside Collectibles. Link in bio. Code HERO is going to save you 10% at checkout. Now, the packaging on this is a pretty good size. I mean, these things do stand 3 by feet. I think that's what it says. Over 3 feet wide. They're massive, you guys. There was no way that I could have done a full in-depth review in the actual arena without bringing it right here on the floor. Now, the assembly of it all. On the back, there is some instructions. It's not very detailed, but there is showing you kind of like what you have to do to assemble it. It's a multi-piece tier. So there's going to be a base for it, which is the bottom piece, including the ramp. There's a backdrop, and then there's also the Raw logo that goes across for both, for SmackDown and Raw. And then there's actually the walkthrough. Now with the walkthrough, there's some pretty cool features about it to where you can actually interact with your backstage area. And I'll show you in just a sec, but this is the packaging of it. Here's the Raw one, and here's the SmackDown. Now for the SmackDown right here, the design of it all, it's very similar to Raw. And you know, if you go back and you watch like their shows, they do kind of have the same layout. Obviously the colors are different. The thing that's going to be really cool about this, now for people that don't have like the Extreme Sets pop-ups, these ones are going to actually fit. They're going to be suiting, and they're going to be more realistic. Here's the packaging right there for the authentic crowd pop-up. There's a back piece to it. Again, on the back right there, it's going to show you the breakdown of them. For the Raw and SmackDown, it is going to have the exact same assembly because they do have the same design. But for the crowd pop-up, it's going to be completely different. Let me show you the pop-up first, and then I'll show you a little bit closer look of inside, around, and the actual scale of how the figures go side by side. Now, the way that they kind of designed this was to give it that real feel of what an arena actually looks like. Obviously, the crowd, there's a full crowd here. We all know that. If you go to a Raw show or a SmackDown, you're not going to see this many people. Maybe on one side where they're actually doing the televised side, but then the other side will just look like this. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so what I was saying, it's 2 sections. The bottom of it, which obviously the people, they're going to be a lot bigger to kind of show the depth of it all. And this part right here, as you can see, it is flaring out for the bottom as well as the 2 top pieces. It's really neat. So if you guys have the barricade, the ringside exclusive barricade set, the way that you want to do it, because there's originally 5 rows up front, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's kind of the back piece of it all. So the other thing too that I want to point out, even if you do have the Extreme Sets backdrop, because these are technically supposed to go in between, well, not in between, but on the left and right side of the entrance stage. If you recall, if you only get one section of the Extreme Sets pop-up, it ain't gonna fulfill the actual arena. So having that will complete it. And once I bring it into the arena, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, of how just this brings it all together into one piece. Now, taking a closer look at the Raw and SmackDown stage, they do share the same structure and build, so we will review both of them right now. The kind of what I was saying at the beginning of the video, how it all ties in with your backstage. The way that they designed it right there on the section where you kind of see Seth Rollins coming through, there's a middle section. You can actually remove it. I'll go with an up top view of it so you can see what I'm talking about. You can remove it and have your backstage layout kind of to where you have your superstars just come right through. You don't necessarily have to. I mean, what you could do, as you can see on the left or on the right and the left side, there are 2 openings. The height too, you can relive some of those Shane O'Mac moments where he climbs up the rafters and he jumps off. I mean, even Jeff Hardy could do it, right? Jeff Hardy from the top of the entrance stage, Swanton Bomb. And if you do put an announcer table how they have it on Raw, let's go grab good old JR. I'm sorry, I got to use your table. We got to put this to the test. They usually have it right there on the right side. The Jeff Hardy right here, well, any figure really, you can put him right there, and it's going to be about half the size of Jeff Hardy. So you're going to have a pretty good amount of space to work with. So if Braun Strowman wants to grab Nakamura and he wants to give him the running power slam off the rampway onto the announcer table, oh yeah, it's happening. Now, Big Dog, what do you got going on over there? I got to move this Raw over here. We got to move the Raw ring because you're going to find out what the Big Dog is going to do. Well, the first thing that he had to do, he had to puncture every single one of these things to bring the pieces together. That's how it is. Like, prior to actually having this assembled, you have to puncture them right through the holes. That's how they go in there. So there's, I think, 3 on each section, 3 on the bottom, 3 on the side, and that goes the same for the top portion. The top portion actually holds 2. The middle piece that I was telling you guys about over here, where you have the Superstar walkthrough, that does hold part of the actual structure of it all. So if you do end up removing it, just know that it will sag a little bit. But again, you don't have to, because you can still have that room right there where they can just come through the back way area. And that's normally how they do it anyways, but it's just throwing some ideas out there. So now that we've gotten a look at both of them, you guys, I say we go ahead and bring them to the arena, because this is right here. This is how you're going to really just see as to what I'm talking about, not only with the side panels, but how the entrance stages will pair up with the rest of the layout. There it is inside the arena. Once you have the barricade all laid out, the crowd at its full capacity, the side panel making up for that gap that most people only have the one tier, I'm telling you, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And knowing that the authentic, real scale that they talked about a year, almost going on 2 years, that it might not come out because nobody's willing to put it out. This, best $12 ever spent. Again, if you want to pick any of these up, link in bio. Code HERO is going to save you some money. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.